Hello and welcome back to A Foreigner and Family in the Philippines. And I'm back over here where do a corn update. And this is the site of where the corn was shelled. So that is all the corn that was shelled. We'll probably light this up once it dries out a little bit. It's just been raining, so it's kept the pile pretty wet. As you can see, this is a lot of corn. Whole lot of corn. And a lot of effort went into this corn. In fact, we even made this little storage area. This is where all the corn was stored in sacks from floor to ceiling. And it's 2 feet over my head. Actually, in the back, it's only like 1.5 feet over my head, but in the front, it is 4 feet over my head. This was floor to ceiling with sacks of corn. So this was a lot of corn, and it was taken from over here. It was actually a total of 5.5 hectares of corn that was planted, 11 sacks of corn, and it went up here, and it actually went over way on this backside of this hill, way on the backside of this hill even. And so this was a whole lot of corn. Conditions could not have been any better. I got the finest fertilizers for the corn. I even had the land tractored prior to planting the corn, and just the way things worked out. Apparently, I don't know if it had anything to do with the COVID issue, but there was some corn that got shipped in from Thailand and China right before we harvested it. So the price dropped from 15 pesos per kilo the week before down to 11 pesos when we had to sell, when our corn was dried and ready to sell. So so the situation with the corn, I wanted to give an update on that, is I had like 496,000 pesos in expenses and only made like 520 something thousand pesos. So there, and then I gave 40% to someone to take care of it because we were focused on other things. But unfortunately, I did spend quite a bit of time helping out with this corn planting. And so the bottom line is my 60% of the profit ended up being about $300, which just for 4 months of growing, that's just 4 months of stuff going on. That's just ridiculous. It's just way ridiculous. We had some issues with some worms at first too, so we had to do some special things before the corn flowered, because we don't want to have any pesticide on it when the corn flowers. And this is grain quartz used for feeds, so which makes me feel a little bit better about even applying some kind of pesticide. But so yeah, $300 for that amount of work was pretty ridiculous. And not only that, but the thing is, I got stuck with 2 sacks of corn and a couple sacks of fertilizer. So after that, I actually made nothing on it. But I do have 2 sacks of corn to show for it, and 2 sacks of corn seed to show for it, and a couple sacks of fertilizer. And back over here, since I'm over here, I'm gonna go make a separate video on this, but that's the banana behind the well. The well's over there, and it goes back with the 2 rows of banana along that creek that I planted. We went ahead and did some extra planting over there with the calamansi and some more bananas. So I'll go make a video on that one. I just wanted to kind of show that the corn is done, and we have the it's not a harrow, it's the I'm having a brain fart on it, but it is the paragus. So we're knocking the corn stalks down with the paragus, when that's done by the carabao on the backside. We'll see what we're going to end up doing with this. We offered the same person to do the another planting, go ahead and I'm limiting it to 2 hectares a property, four bags of corn seed if he wants to do it. And this time the profit is actually going to be 70-30. I think that's more than fair for financing the operation, providing the land, and assisting on just about everything. But he's great about finding the manpower and getting that together, and taking care of the corn and keeping an eye on it. So I would go 70-30, but I don't know. He's deciding on that. We're finding out that that's more of a more realistic, fair deal. And then over here on this side, this is a little update on the banana tissue cultures. This is where I left the, it's basically 3x3 spacing, except for you'll see the 6-meter gaps here, 6 meters, boom, through there. And then 6 meters through there, but they are 3 meters apart from each other. And then I have this this is 3 meters here, so a row here. But on these, that's 3 meters apart and 3 meters away from each other. But over here, those 6-meter areas is supposed to be cacao. I had some issues getting the cacao. The DeVal being on lockdown, the food special pass that we got is not valid, so we're holding off. I cannot handle a trip over there again and be rejected at the gate, so and not get what I need. So we're holding off on planting the cacao, which it's really the bananas are going to decide whether we make or break it here. And that wasn't even, when I moved to the Philippines, that wasn't even on the table. In fact, I was going to avoid bananas. But that's what's going to make or break us here. We need to have a reliable source of income. And right now these tissue cultures, they do look great. We got the karate for the pest, the daconil for the fungus, to treat any sort of, to try and keep some sort of fungus coming, because that TR4 fungus, once you've got it, apparently it's death. So I don't even know why you bother with the fungicide. If it's coming, you're done at that point. So, but these bananas have been getting some rain here, and they're looking good. May need to prune some of the bottom leaves, but they're out here in the sun, so we'll see how that goes. They are looking good. We did fertilize them. And so hopefully in another 6 to 8 months, these guys are producing bunches of banana. But it does concern me, because right across that row of trees, those are actually jackfruit trees. Our neighbor has bananas, and it's a whole thing just very similar to this. But if you look at those bananas, you don't see a single bunch on those bananas, and they're actually 2 years old. So that concerns me a little bit. So I'll keep you updated on how our bananas are going. I'll end it there. Oh, that was mainly a video on the corn. I just wanted to see what was happening with that. So please like, comment, share, and subscribe.